Good morning, YouTube. It's a Sunday morning here. Hope the day finds you in great shape. Listen, I've got something very important for you, so stick around and watch this video. For all those people, I won't go and do any more heat pump videos, but I've been getting a lot of requests on how to put the oil in when you got a stuck reversing valve. I get questions about it almost daily, and even though I've moved on to other things and I'm not doing heat pumps so much anymore, I still don't want to leave anybody hanging. So today's little short video is exactly about that. It's about how to do that. Since there's so many questions about it and so much feedback, I'm going to show you right quick. Now, I'll also, in the link down in the description, I'm going to put a link to two products. One is a little canister that you can buy off of Amazon, and you hook it to your air compressor, right? And the other is the oil type that you're going to need. You put it in that canister. Now listen to this very carefully. It's so vitally important. Even just a couple ounces of the wrong amount of fluid in your system can extremely adversely affect your heat pump operation. So when you put that oil in, I would do 1 ounce at a time to see if that unsticks it, and I won't put any more than 3 ounces total. That's all you need. You should never need more than 2 ounces. An ounce is plenty. So I'm gonna get you turned around and I'm gonna show you where to put it in at. And remember, I don't care what nobody tells you, you are allowed to handle the oil. You're not allowed to handle the Freon, and you can connect it to this fitting I'm about to show you, because that is what the pros do. And even though there may be a little bit of Freon escape from that, you cannot capture that. Nobody can. So don't worry about what they tell you. They're going to get on here and they're going to act all this and that way and the other, just to try to keep you guys from not doing that, because it costs them money when I give you all these secrets. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get you turned around, and we're going to go, I'm going to show you how to do this and explain it to you. It's very simple. So hang with me for just a minute. Okay, so now we're down in here at the valves. You got your high pressure and your low pressure side. So what you'll do is right here, you'll take that off, and that's your where you put the oil in at. Okay. Okay, this is considered the low pressure side. Yeah, and so what you'll do is you'll put, and yours is going to look different, but you'll take that cap off, and you hook into this over here, right here rather, and you hook into that. I think that's the right one. Let me check. Yeah, see that Schrader valve? Let me get back in here where I can show it to you. Right down there. See that Schrader valve? You hook into that, and the thing I'm going to link you, the little tool, you get it on Amazon for like $27, $30. You put your oil in that little tool, and you pressurize that little tool with a little bit of air. You can use a can of air, you can use whatever you can connect to it. You don't want to use much. The instructions to tell you exactly how much PSI to use, so don't worry about that. And you hook it into there, and remember, 1 ounce at a time, no more. Put the oil in there, and that will lubricate your system. So over time, the Freon going through all this and stuff, the oil kind of, it wears out, gets thin like any other oil. So you need to put new oil in every now and then. So add an ounce to it, let it run for a while. Now if your valve is stuck, right, and we use that magnet trick I showed you in the other video, if it's stuck, then this oil may help free it up. It may not, but it's worth a shot. The oil's pretty cheap. And the next thing you need to know, what type Freon does this use, okay? And the reason you got to know that, because there's two types of oil. One's a polyester oil, and one's what they call like a castor oil type. It's a mineral oil. Okay, so that's the two types of, and it depends on which Freon you have here in your system. Okay, and you can look on your thing right up here. See on this label? If you look right here at the end of my fingers here, let me find it again. Right there, what's that say? R410A. It even tells you how much. Okay, so that's what you look for. So if you use 410A, it's going to be POE, which stands for polyester, and that's the type of oil will go in this unit here. Now, if you got one of the old units and it says R22, you're probably going to use a castor oil, a mineral oil. That's what it's going to be using. So the tool I'm going to link you on this video is going to use, you can use either oil with it. You buy the tool separate, then you buy the can of oil you need. All right, you put it in that tool, you put air pressure onto it, you hook it to that little valve down there I showed you, and if you can, the heat pump needs to be running. That helps that cycle through. If your valve's stuck, you can still run the heat pump and the compressor. That's okay. Still turn it on, let it, whatever cycle it's stuck in, that's fine. Put the oil in it, because you want that to be running when you put the oil in it. Don't forget that part, and don't put too much in it at a time. 1 ounce at a time is plenty, no more than that, because you can really damage your heat pump if you put too much all at once, right? You can cause it to do crazy things. It may start kicking off and on, off and on, off and on. Once you get out, if your valve is stuck, and once that oil is, you put the oil in there and it's cycled through for a while, you know, 10 to 15 minutes, then turn your unit off, come back out there to the reversing valve and try to use the magnets to slide back and forth that I showed you in the other video. This video is going to follow that video, even though it's several months later. It still is going to be a second part to that, so I'll put a pinned comment in the other one so everybody can watch this. For those guys that's been asking me questions, watch this video and you should have all the information you need to find the oil, the tool you need, and how to do it. And remember, I don't care what nobody tells you, you most definitely can put that oil in by yourself. You don't have to get a guy out there to do it. However, if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, buy the material and call somebody and say, hey, I got the stuff I need. Can you come out here and put a little oil in it for me? That's all you gotta do. They'll still do it. They're gonna charge you a little more. That's only for those people who don't feel comfortable, because I try to make it to where everybody can get it done. So if you can do it yourself. If you can't, you know, pay somebody to get it. That's how you do it. It's very simple, nothing to it. And I'll link all that stuff in the description. And remember, I am an affiliate with Amazon, and so I may get a small, not always, I may get a small percentage of commission if you buy the oil or the canister, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. So if you'll check in my description, I'll link all that stuff to you, the 2 types of oil and the tool that you need. They're all on Amazon. You can get the whole thing for less than 50 bucks, all right? So I'll link that for you for those guys that's been asking, and that way you can go ahead and do your own system. And I pray this video helps you and that you can get this stuff done by yourself and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the comments and the views that you guys are giving me. I surely do appreciate it. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you for watching another Smith Farm Shenanigans DIY video. I'll see you in the next one.